So this is one of the last lectures on the last day. What we're going to do is finish going through assignment number 6, which is on these really cryptic multiple choice questions. And I believe we got halfway through it. We got on number 15. So I'm going to start with number 16. Again, this is review for the final, which will happen this afternoon. But let's see. So you can finish this one up and turn it in. On number 16, it says, what is wrong with the statement below? Select 3 things that are wrong with it. And the statement says, select e-name, employee name. I think it's missing something there, like an as employee name. With a plus sign, which looks like concatenation, but I don't know if concatenation is not supported this way. Works in department plus department number. From employee. Well, there's no join criteria. Well, there's no join anyway. It's all from one table, so that can't be a problem. So number A is not really it. Number B says the employee name should not be in a single quote. Should not be in single quotes. Should not be in single quotes. Employee name. Actually, that's right. Should be in double quotes if you're going to do it this way, or you're going to use an as next to it. So number B's one of the answers. Let's see, number C, the concatenation operator is incorrect. That is definitely the case in here. That's the one I would have spotted. You can't put plus like this. It doesn't work that way. And then D, works in department should not be in double quotes. Works in departments should not be in double quotes. Yeah, that is true as well. So that's not right either. In fact, the whole thing, I would go e-name as employee name. No quotes at all. No concatenation. No double quotes either. So the correct answer to that one would be B, C, and D. So B, I think I was putting these in blue or something last time. Let's see. Yeah, I was putting them in blue. B, C, and D. B, C, and D are the correct answers. Yeah. Not like that. When you're trying to say in the where clause, when something is equal to something, you can use single or double quotes. But on this line here, if I were to rewrite this query, let me rewrite this query actually so it looks correct. It would be select e-name as employee name. Department number as works in department. From emp. That'd be right. It's looking for the as in here. And if you wanted to, you could use single quotes for this, but not double quotes. And you're not going to use single quotes. I'm sorry, not in this context. You're not going to do it that way, because the as is what you're going to rename it as. The quotes are definitely only used on the where clause. So where something is equal to something, and you want it to make sure it's a string. Yeah?
Why do you put department number as works in department?
Not quite sure why. That's why it was just in the query like that. Or maybe this is name plus works in department. Maybe this was supposed to look. Maybe this was supposed to be like this. Maybe. The reason why I'm putting lines in between is because you can't put more than one word on the as. So this would be like from, remember the beers table? If I wrote another one, I would do select B1 dot beer as beers from beers B1 where something, or take out the wheres. So as an alias, and then you're going to go as something. That's years. That's another way of doing it. Or you could just do this actually without. Different syntax, same kind of concept. There's no quotes, so you don't have to put quotes around that stuff. Or you could say this one, where name is equal to Anheuser-Busch. I thought I heard something. That's where you'd use the quotes. Are we good with this one? Yeah, it's just refreshing your memory on the query components. Number 7, given this table, employee number, employee name, salary, bonus, what will result from the query select ename, comma, salary times 12 plus bonus, where employee is equal to, employee number is equal to 5142, whatever, choose one. Which employee number is 5124? That's Jones. And we are selecting select ename, comma, salary. So name salary times, and we're going to get this in here, salary times this. So let's see. 1 looks good. It's not gonna produce an error, so we can wipe out B. It will produce a row, so we can wipe out C. So it's really a question with me between A, D, and E. A, D, and E. So what's the salary? Jones. This is the guy we're looking for. Jones doesn't actually have a bonus. Plus bonus. Where employee number is equal to. So for number 17, the correct answer is D. It's this one here. Let's see why. Well, this is problematic. Bonus is null. It's a trick. These are all trick questions, by the way. Bonus doesn't have a value. It's not 0. It's null. Null plus anything is always null. Null, null is null. So the answer to that is null. So you're going to get employee name. You're going to get the salary times 12, but you're going to get a null down there. So nothing is going to show up under the bonus column. If 0 showed up on the bonus column, that would mean that there was a 0 in the table. And then I don't know where this number comes from, because Jones doesn't have anything for the bonus, plus null. It's a null question. So this is the right answer because it's going to come out empty. And you're not going to see null printed to the screen. It's just not going to show. It doesn't come into the calculation. This does work. The plus in this context does work because this is addition, not concatenation. So this is salary times 12 plus bonus. Salary is 900 times 12 plus null, which is why we're not going to get anything out of there. Anytime a null gets put into any query, it doesn't get calculated. It just comes out empty. Because you can't take a non-number add it into with a number. So nulls always throw things off. Just remember that. I don't think you'll need that for the final, but just word of caution: whenever you're dealing with nulls, you're going to get weird results. So yeah, these other ones print a 0. It's not going to be a 0. And I don't know this number. I don't know the plus bonus. I don't know what the bonus could possibly be to come up with that. So. Huh? What's what? Where do you see number? You could do that, but plus bonus, there's no bonus. This column here is empty. It's null. Null. It's not 0 is what I'm trying to say. If it were 0, then it would be 900 times 12 plus 0. But it's not plus 0, it's plus null. And because it's plus null, anything plus a null is empty. It's null. Null is null. Null with anything else is null. It's actually unknown because it's not provided, which is why nothing's going to show up because you can't add a null with something else. If it were, people were thinking, oh, it's 0, that's another logical choice, but it's not 0. Plus, why would it be 0? They have a salary, so the other choice would be this one up here. But what about the plus null? That wouldn't have worked either. So. Everyone good with that one? Oops, hope so. Let's see, number 18. Number 18 says, which of the following commands creates a file containing output from the SQL Plus session screen? That's a trick question because we didn't look at SQL Plus, but it would be this one here. If you are, this is why I'm kind of, oh, no, I'm sorry, it's this one here. Spool to file name. We didn't, scratch this question, but if you want to answer it for the sake of doing the homework, the correct answer to this question is B. The SQL Plus window is for Oracle. Usually I teach this class both in Oracle and MySQL. This time around we did MySQL. And in MySQL there's no commit, it's all graphic. It's all GUI based. If it wasn't graphic, it would be command line interface through MySQL Plus. And if that's the case, spool is it's actually kind of a printer term. Printer spooling. And spool basically sends to a file name. So instead of printing it to the screen, it would send the output to a file name. So it creates a file containing the output from the window. So you don't need to know this. You don't have to know anything about Oracle for this test either. So we'll kind of take that one as granted. Save doesn't work. Script doesn't work. The rest of them don't work. So just mark that one down. You get that one right anyway. Number 19. Number 19. This one we should be able to do. Select the following SQL statement. Which of the following SQL statements lists each department at most, only once? Choose 3. Department number is the primary key of the department table, and the foreign key is the emp table. Foreign key in the emp table. So department number is in the primary key of the department table. It's a foreign key in the emp table. So for number 19, we have which of the following queries lists each department at most only one time. So select department number from employee. Well, that's going to select all of them. But if we select department number from department, so do you guys know why this one's not right? Department number is a primary key in the department table, and it's a foreign key in the employee table, and we're doing the employee table. So we're going to see department number listed there many times. All the employees are going to be listing with department numbers. So number A can't be right. But number B could be right, because we're going to select department number from department. So this one could work. This one would work, actually. What we want to do is just list them one time. They're going to be unique because they're primary key, which means we're only going to get them one time. Select distinct department number from department. Well, that one would work too. We don't actually need the keyword distinct, but the keyword distinct would give us only one of each. So if we did have the same department number listed multiple times, we're only going to get one. And then, let's see, select distinct department number from employee. Well, that one would actually work as well, because that keyword distinct is only going to give us one department number. Even if it were in the employee table multiple times, it's only going to return one. So the correct answer to this question is B, C, and D. B, C, and D is going to give us, and then all of the above. No, because the first one isn't going to do it. The first one's going to give us as many department numbers. If we put distinct in front of it, like number D, that would have fixed it. But otherwise, it's going to give us more than one department number, because it's going to appear more than one time in the employee table. So. All right. Are we good with that one? That was an easy one, actually. It wasn't too cryptic. Number 20, let's see how that one is. Given the following imp table and SQL query. So we got Sebastian, Sam, and Sally, and their salaries are 100, 100, and 120. Select e-name, comma, salary, plus decode length, new. Oh, this is cryptic. This is cryptic because we didn't look at this. This is. Let's do it that way so it makes more sense. This is a. This is a function. This is a function. Both run on this one. So we have two functions run on one name with a bunch of lists coming out 0, 35, new salary. Call it new salary, which is the as from employee. This is cryptic. This is cryptic. The correct answer to this one is what will new salary for Sebastian be? 100. Well, it's going to be 100. Forget this one as well. This is cryptic. We didn't go over these functions, but let me use this as a way of letting you know. You could actually run built-in functions inside of SQL. These are functions. Decode, length. They're functions like average, sum, count, that you can run on the fields to produce things. This is going to produce a cryptic 0 that comes out of this, which is 0 plus whatever the salary was 100. It's going to come out with 100. But if you just said plus 0, if you substitute this one here, we'll change the question. Plus 0. Here, we'll do it this way. We'll change the query. Take out the formulas. Select employee name, comma, salary plus 0 from imp. New salary, well, it's going to be 100 for Sebastian. And the question is asking you for this guy only. It's going to be him. 100. Or actually, just take the 0 out of there. Select employee name, salary. You're going to get Sebastian. Space 100. Yeah. We didn't go over that. It's an Oracle-specific function that translates like an encryption. Yeah, forget that. Forget that for this course. We didn't use Oracle for this course, so this is an Oracle-specific question that you can't really answer. Oh, let me go back. Let me put it back in here so you can see it then. I took it out. Length gives you the length, the number of characters, or number of points. Oops. Here we go. Decode is an encryption to give you it's going to give you the integer value that's going to come back out minus the precision. So it's kind of like doing a truncate, where it's going to take employee name and then all of these other things over here, the 3 to add it to it with the length. So take the length of it, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9, 3, 20, and you decode this message. In this particular case, for new salary, don't worry about it. I'd have to get into encoding and decoding, and I'd have to get into data formats, and I'd have to get into a bunch of Oracle stuff that we didn't cover in this course. So scratch this question. It's just like the other one that asks you about SQL Plus on the window. We didn't do Oracle in this class, so it's a really bad question. I think it's the last one, actually, that's Oracle specific, but let's just see what happens. No, it is the last one, which is good. So let's see, number 21. If you wanted to, you can actually look at the encryption, decryption, decode, encode, and the translates. There's a translation scheme that'll take each one of, like, you know, you guys are familiar with cipher algorithms, where you could take and scramble words, letters and words, and descramble. There's a bunch of stuff in Oracle to provide, and it's really low level. Cipher algorithms are not very strong when it comes to encryption.
We use Symantec.
Huh?
GPT.
Yeah, that's better. That's pretty good. They call it pretty good something, PG, pretty good privacy or something, or pretty good something.
And the other is S9.
Yeah, much better than built. Oracle has a couple of built-in encryption tools. Doesn't do a good job. It just runs an algorithm on it, essentially. Hey, you have a different computer this time. What happened to your other computer?
I need to fix this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
They just automatically
So you're trying to find power? Okay. So number 21. Which of the following formats will produce the date Saturday? Oh no. Well, let's see if we can do this one. Saturday, the 5th day of March. So let's see. Saturday, the 5th day of March. Okay, let's not do this one either because that's this scratch number 20 as well. Don't even answer it. If you want the right answer, it's number C. But again, it is another Oracle specific question. So let's forget that one. Number 22 is number 22 we can do. So on these, by the way, there's no right or wrong answer when you turn it in. I'm just looking to see that you turned it in. You're not being graded on the right or wrong answers because some of them, like in this particular case, you wouldn't know the answer to anyway. It's a lucky guess. Unless you Googled it for Oracle, that's about all of the way you're going to be able to answer that one. Because we didn't use this format in MySQL. It's a totally different format for MySQL. So what you're doing is you're getting credit, and those people who are here today who know this, you 12 people, 14 people know this. Everybody else is going to try to do it, and then they're going to try to submit it. But anyway, you don't worry about the correct answers. I'm giving you the answers, actually, anyway. So if you want the answer here for number 21, it's C. If you really want it, but don't worry about getting it. Number 22, let's see if we can get this one. What I'm trying to do is use this as review for the final. Given the statement, select, and this says to, because of this green underline, it's hard, let's ignore it, to character, which means take this and translate it to character. And this is salary with the character format 9,9999, which is the format mask for it. Salary from employee where employee name is equal to Scott. So what happens if Scott makes $10,000? Then his salary is this. An Oracle error. This is again another Oracle question, so don't forget about the answer here. If you want to answer it, the correct answer is B. It's this way because there's too many. 10 is too many for 9. So if you ever done something in Excel where you put a big number in there and the space is too small, and it gives you XXX, it gives you hash signs, the same thing happens in Oracle. Actually, the same thing happens in MySQL as well. You'll get the pound. It'll look like this because it's too big. We want it to do 9,999, and we have 10,000. Well, it's not going to work because this number is bigger than this number size here, so we're going to get this here. Just like Excel. But don't worry about that. It's not something you really need to know. It's kind of, again, another one of those weird questions. You probably are going to want to pull some chairs up if you can. Number 23. You're like, huh. This one is probably worth it, or is it worth it? Which of the following date functions produces a date with the year 1995? Choose 3. The date with the year with the month. This one's going to show the year. A is going to show the year because it's going to round to date the month year. This is, again, you're not going to know this either. B's not going to do it because it's the year. Month here, this will work. Again, because the year's in the month. And truncate to date, day, month, year. 1995. 1995. That's about it. Just those two. No, it says choose 3. Well, it's not going to be this one then. It's probably, well, this one would probably do it then. Truncate. Oh, truncate would do it. Yes, round's not going to do it, but truncate will do it. Don't worry about truncate or round. Again, this is 2 things that we did not look at that are Oracle specific. So again, don't worry about this question either. But if you wanted to write down the right answer, it is A, C, and D. If you ever look at Oracle in the future, you'll see. Actually, truncate is supported, but you spell it out. It's spelled differently. Round is supported as well. Spelled the same way. Truncate shortens. So if you give it a date and you shorten it with the month, with the month or the year, you're going to get the month or year truncated without the day. If you round it, it's going to send it up. So it's a weird way of doing it. You have a question? Don't worry about this. Is Oracle specific functions.
I just want to know why A is an answer.
Because it'll round it up to the nearest year from the month. Actually, why is A working? 25th, we want the year is 1995. To date, 25th, to July, there. That'll print out 1995. It's just, basically, it's a trick question. It says you're going to produce a date with the year 1995. This one's going to have 1995 in the year. This one's going to have 1995. Round isn't, because it's going to round it up to the next year, 1996. This one's 1994. If it gets truncated, it's not going to round it up to 1995. This one's going to give you 1995. That one's going to give you 1995. But if you round 1995 up, you're going to get 1996. Take the day, round it to the next year. It's one year later, which is what round is doing versus truncate. Truncate is just going to cut it off. So it's going to cut off the extra stuff and just give you the year. So, but again, it's Oracle, so don't worry about that. You don't have to be responsible for round or truncate, but that's the question. I know. You guys already knew this was cryptic to begin with. We're all practically through it, though. Let's see if this one actually has any value to it. Number 24. Which of the following statements below selects the name in which the third character is a vowel? A, E, I, O, U. Nope, let's skip number 24. I don't want to go into this because we didn't cover decode, and it's another decode question. So for number 24, if you're writing down the answer to it, we are not doing this one, but it's A, B, and E. So A, B, and E. It's another decode question, and I don't want to get into decode right now because it's not on the final, and it's not something you need to know for this class. Because we used MySQL, we didn't use Oracle, and this is not a feature of MySQL. So A, if you're writing down the answer, you're like one of those students who has to have the right answer recorded. It's A, B, and E. Outside of that, just put a big old question mark next to it when you turn it in. Or scratch it off and don't answer it. It's perfectly fine. Let's see, number 25. Let's see if 25 is worth it. 25 is worth it. All right, so 25. Which of the following statements will get a count of every employee, 5, in the employee table below? 1, 2, 3. There's 5 employees, and we want to count. And it says, which of the following statements? Choose 3. 3 of these will count the number of employees in the employee table. Okay, this one we do know. We want to count the number of employees. So let's look at number 1. A, select count star from employee. That one should work, right? That one should work. Everybody say why that one. This one you should know. Okay. Let's take a look at number B here. B, huh? It's counting the number of employees. Well, this is an employee table with a primary key employee. If you put the asterisk in there, it counts the number of primary keys. Yeah. So the asterisk is a wild card. It says just count all the rows. And then basically it uses the primary key as the counter. Well, it is the primary key, so it happens to be the employee number. So this will produce 5 for us. Let's see, number B. Select count distinct employee number from employee. Well, that one should work too. And we just use the word distinct in there. It's going to count the number of employees. Well, it's actually useless again because the employee number is the primary key, and it's already distinct. So it's kind of overkill to put distinct in there, but that works. And then let's look at number C here. Count all department numbers from employee. Well, that would work too. It's kind of an interesting, this is a subquery here, all, which is not supported in MySQL, but it is supported in Oracle. You wouldn't know this one, so for your particular cases, you only have 2. Huh? All department numbers. So it's going to count every one of the department numbers, regardless if it's a duplicate. But all is not supported, so you wouldn't know that actually. If you just did this, count department number. Department numbers, 1, actually that's not going to work. You'd have to use distinct. If I change this one to distinct department number, that's not going to work either. Actually, it'd have to be count department number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would actually count all 5 because there's no distinct in there. Or in Oracle, you can say all department. I believe it actually works in MySQL. We didn't look at it in this class though. And you don't really need to know that. But all is a key word, just like distinct just says 1 of each. All says give me everything. If it's department number, how many department numbers is going to give us how many employees. It's going to tell us how many number of employees are in there. But it's kind of a roundabout way of doing it. If we select count distinct department number, that's not going to work. And if we count, just count, well, that's an error. The query doesn't work. It's a bad query, number E. So the correct answer is A, B, and C for number 25. That one you probably should know outside of the all. So another piece of trivia, all is the opposite of distinct. Gives you everything. Let's see, number 26. Which is true statement about the having clause? This one we can answer. This one's not Oracle. We looked at having in this class. Choose one. Choose to restrict rows. That is pretty good, but not rows. The where would be used to restrict rows. Used to restrict groups. So normally we see having after group by. So this one's a highly likely chance of being correct, actually. So we go select star from beers where the first name is equal to, or how about this? Select beers, comma, price from beers where the beer name is equal to, or just manufacturer is equal to Anheuser-Busch. Group by beer name having price larger than $5. So the having is a restriction on the group that we've done. And the group is on the rows that we've selected from the where clause. So it's kind of a hierarchy actually. The outer you get, the more you're applying the hierarchy to the subcomponent. So having works with the group. So that's a good one to actually know. That one's this is something we did look at in the class. Some of these questions are good. Some of them are kind of like way out there. So number 26, you should know this one. It's B. is to restrict the groups. See, number 27. The select clause, select department number, comma, average salary, comma, count department number. Requires, this one you guys should know. This one you should know. So we need 2 things in here. So we're going to select department number, comma, average salary, comma, count department number, finish the query. This is the query we started with. What are we missing? From. That's a must. We got to pick what table we're going to do it from. And what else are we missing? Group by. Yeah, whenever you have an aggregate, you have to group by something that is on the select. So we need to tell the query engine how to group it. We need to do a group by. So that's a little bit more representative of the level of stuff that you need to know for the final. So. Lucky number 28. Which of the following are group functions? Well, count. That's a good one. Does count work on a group of numbers or group of items? It does. So A would be correct. You're going to count. We just saw it above here. Count employee name. Count department number. So count is used. What's a group function? A group function takes the entire rows and creates groups out of them, or counts them in groups in this particular case, or manipulates the data in sets or pieces. So let's see. Number 28. Let's see. What else do we have? Round. No. Minimum. Minimum would work on the group. And average. So you guys got this one too. It's an easy one. Length isn't going to do it. Length is going to tell you how many characters are in a name. And round is going to take a number and round it one way or the other, up or down. So number 28 is A, C, and E. Which brings us almost to the end here. Number 29, we can do 29. Can we do 29? Yes, we can do 29. Which of the following statements displays the average salary for managers by department in order of increasing department number? This one you guys can do. So we want the average salary for managers by department. So let's see. Select average salary from employee, group by department. Well, we're not selecting the department. How are we going to group it by department? Okay, group by department. Having manager, job to use manager, order by department number. Nah, probably not a good one. Select average salary from employee, where manager, this one looks good. Order by department number. This one's looking okay. This one would actually work. Group by department number, order by department number. Select average salary from employee where job is equal to manager. No, equals not going to work. It's a wrong query. That's a bad query. Group by job. Well, how are you going to group by job? So, order by is what we needed. We could would this one work? Group by, what's the difference between this one and this one? Group by department number, having job. No, you can't do having job equal manager because job is row level, not group level. So number B is the correct answer, the only one that would actually work. It automatically, by default, it goes in ascending order. If you wanted to fix this one, you could do this and add the ascending to it, but you don't need to because it's by default. So, but yeah, either one would work. Yeah, this one here would catch you up with this one, and this line here is wrong, is what the problem is. Because you can't do a having job. You'd have to do a having on a group from the previous question. And here's the group here, so you can do order by, but we don't need to use having at all, actually. Are we good with 29? Let's see, number 30. Oh, there's more? Oh, I thought we only had 30. 30, let's see, number 30. Which of the following statements about multiple column subqueries are false? Choose 3. A. Can be in the where clause. Sure. You can have multiple queries in the where clause. Can be in the from clause. Yeah, you can put multiple subqueries in the from clause. You use a subquery in the from clause. C, can only be in the from clause. No, this is really a can only. No, this is false. Remember, these are false. May be used in the where clause only for pairwise comparisons. I don't even know what pairwise comparisons are. No, don't say only. Compares several columns but returns only one value. This is a bad question because it's the onlys on everything here. That's really what's separating it. So the correct answer to this is C, D, and E. They're all bad. They're false. They can be used in the where clause. It can also be used in the from clause, and can be used both at the same time. There's no problem with that. This is the placement for subqueries. This is where you're going to put a subquery. So let's see. Number 31. Let's see. Number 31 looks like something we can do as well. Which of the following queries correctly lists all employees who have no subordinates? Choose 2. No subordinates. This is kind of cryptic. Let's see. Select employee.employee name from employee where employee.employee name not in select manager. Well, it's just one employee name where employee number not in select manager.manager from employee. Which one of the following queries lists all employees who have no subordinates? Meaning they would not be, they're an employee but they would not be a manager. From employee name or employee number, manager. We select manager from employee manager. Manager.manager. We're not going to get anything from that subquery. It's a subquery that's faulty on this one. Let's look at B here. We want to go not in select manager from employee manager where manager is not null, which means there is a manager. That one would work. It's the subqueries here that are wrong, by the way. This one, number B, would work. Let's see. Just refresh my memory here. Number B would work. We're listing queries correctly, listing all employees who have no subordinates. Okay. Select employee name from employee, where employee not exists. Not exists instead of not in. Select manager from, this one would work too. So B and C, this one this isn't going to do it. Select name from employee name from employee, comma, employee manager. So you're taking it from both the manager table and the employee table where this is going to get all the ones that aren't pairs. So I wouldn't worry about it if you didn't get this one. It's the two subqueries that are different with the in versus the not exists, or not in versus not exists. So your choices here, the queries are correct. Your choices are the differences between not in being used and not exists being used. And this is a bad query. It's a bad subquery. It's a difficult question. You don't have to know anything of this level for the final. You're not going to see anything of this. In fact, I don't give you anything with subqueries on that final. So, let's see. Number 32. Yikes. Which of the following statements below describes the following query? Choose two. Pairwise column comparison. Let's see. Select employee number, department number from employee where employee number is in. Select department number. Yikes. And actually, you have two subgroups. And you're going to see if employee number and department number are in the two subgroups. So it's not going to be a pairwise column comparison. This is actually a weird cryptic term that's used for joins. We're not joining anything, so that would not be the case. This is kind of a trick question, I guess. So B, non-pairwise comparison is yes, that would be true. If I just told you that A was false, then B would definitely be true. It's not pairwise because there's no join going on. Single row? No. We have multiple columns, yeah, we have multiple columns going on in here. So, in this particular case then, oh, we have people outside too now. How'd they get outside? Huh. It's the orchestra people. The correct answer is B and D. B and D. It's not a single row. It's not a single row comparison from one table to another, which would give us from a join. And none of the above is kind of the weird one that's, well, it's not none of the above because it's B and D. So, last but not least, this one we should be able to do. Which of the following statements are true? Pick two. So we're looking for the true statements. Which ones do you think are true? I'll let you guys answer this one. A? A looks pretty true to me. Not in is equal to not all. Yep. Let's see. Is in is equal to not all? No, especially if A is true. Can't be B. Not in is equal to equals any? No. Let's see. In is equal to equals any. Yep, I like that one too. So it's A and D are the correct answers. That one you should be able to answer. That was pretty straightforward. So that is the end of the assignment for the multiple choice. And again, it's due tonight. So go ahead and upload it as soon as you save it if you've marked it while I've been going through this. And again, make sure you do this by midnight tonight. So let me end this recording.